Dhruva, Dhuruvan. Dhruva or Dhuruva was a prince, the son of Uttanapada, who was blessed to eternal existence and glory as the pole star by Brahma as per the Brahma Purana and by Vishnu as per the Vishnu Purana and Bhagavata Purana. The story of Dhruva's life is often narrated to Hindu children as an example of piety, devotion, steadfastness, and fearlessness. Most stories are told again and again to convey some important medical information. But at some point of time, the important information and messages have vanished and the stories have remained mythical. The pole star is a visible star that is approximately aligned with the Earth's axis of rotation. That is, the star lies in the direction pointed to by one of the Earth's poles. There are potentially two stars, both north and south pole stars. The term pole star usually refers to the star Polaris, North Star, which is the current northern pole star. Pole stars are often used in celestial navigation. The North Star has been historically used by explorers to determine their latitude. While other stars' positions change throughout the night, the pole stars do not. Therefore, it is a reliable indicator of the north. Dhruva was one of the sons of King Uttanapada, son of Swayambhu Manu, and his wife Suniti. The king also had another son, Uttama, born to his second wife Suruchi, who was his favored wife between the two. There exists another personality named Uttara, which means blood and north. Once, when Dhruva was small, the two princes, Dhruva and Uttama, playfully raced to find a place on their father's lap. But Suruchi scolded Dhruva and insulted him for trying to gain the attention of his father. Suruchi told Dhruva that he did not deserve the place, Uttanapada's lap, because he was not born to her. She further made fun at his plight, asking him to redeem himself by seeking Vishnu's blessings. This narration is as per the Vishnu Purana and the Bhagavata Purana. The story of Dhruva is all about neural development in human beings, which describes the cellular and molecular mechanisms by which the nervous system emerges at an embryonic level. Neurulation follows gastrulation. During gastrulation, three germ layers, endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm, are formed, from which all human tissues and organs arise. King Uttanapada, considered as ectoderm, is one of three sons. Other sons are endoderm and mesoderm. Born to Swayambhu Manu, which is Anu, meaning cell. Three germ layers are known as Trisul or Trisulam, Tirisulam அல்லது திரிந்த சூலம். That Trisul or Tirishula generally refers to the trident. A three-bladed weapon is totally wrong. In Tamil language, shul or shul refers to pregnancy or conception. When a sperm enters the egg, it is considered as a shul or shul. Thus, Tirishula may refer to a zygote. Three in the word Tirisul does not mean three. Three, Tiri அல்லது திரிந்த, means developed or processed, like an egg that has fused with sperm. On fusion, a zygote is created and is known as Swayambhu Manu, which is capable of developing into full-grown baby. In the human body, the head is considered as the northern side. That's why the Himalayas are considered the head of Shiva. Shiva, as the pituitary gland at the thalamus, Kailash area, controls most of the procreative organs and activities. In the same way, the pole star or Dhruva nakshatra is considered as referring to the head of a human body. Neural development starts from the head and extends as the spinal cord of the body, which holds the body erect. In a standing position, the head is the sky, and so is the North Star, which is above. Queen Suniti consoled her child, Dhruva, asked him to take Suruchi's word seriously and to meditate for Brahma or Vishnu's boon. She bid him farewell as he set out on a lonely journey to the forest for meditation. Dhruva was determined to seek for himself his rightful place. Sage Narada, noticing his resolution, appeared before him and tried to deter him from assuming such severe austerities at such a tender age. But Dhruva was fiercely determined to finish his task. Narada was astonished and guided him towards his goal by teaching him the required rituals and mantras. In Hindu philosophy, Narada is considered a troublemaker and creator of turbulence, with either benign or beneficial effects. He is also considered as a messenger in the kingdom of gods, constantly traveling between or meeting the gods uninvited. At the embryonic level, the notochord sends signals, Narada's job, to the overlying ectoderm, inducing it to become a neuroectoderm, composed of neuronal precursors or stem cells. The neural plate emerges from the thickening of the ectoderm. Narada may refer to neuron cells. Dhruva started his penance based on Narada's advice and went without food and water for 6 months. His mind fixed on Vishnu only. The austerity of his penance shook the heavens and Vishnu appeared before him. But the child would not open his eyes because he was still immersed in his inner vision of Vishnu's form described to him by Narada. Vishnu made that inner vision disappear so that Dhruva could open his eyes. When he saw Vishnu there, he was so dumbfounded. He could not utter a single word, either because of his childhood or because of the ecstasy he felt on seeing Vishnu before him. Vishnu touched his right cheek with his divine conch, and that sparked his speech. Dhruva poured forth a beautiful poem of praise of the Lord in 12 powerful verses, which together are called Dhruvastuti. There exists another compendium of poems named Abhirami Andadi, which was made out on Tirukadayur Abhirami as the deity by Abhirami Pattar. These poems must be explanatory notes or texts of medical aspects of that part or organ of the human body. Puranic stories have many such stutis or poems which are just considered literary work, and the meaning behind them has been forgotten. Further research needs to be done in that area. The conch is a marine gastropod. Its spiral shell is marvelous to see. Why is it mentioned in this story? The thickened, somewhat flat, neural plate forms into a cylindrical neural tube. The neural groove created out of the neural plate gradually deepens. Ultimately, the folds meet and convert the groove into a closed tube called neural tube. The neural tube or neural canal is the center of the neural tube. The conch has been brought into the picture to explain the above process. The neural tube is the precursor of the central nervous system, which comprises the brain and spinal cord. Dhruvastuti is about the functions of future developments of the neural tube. The neural tube then twists, turns, and kinks to form 3 primary brain vesicles, 5 secondary brain vesicles, and the spinal cord. These vesicle stages lead to neurogenesis and generate neurons that are termed Narada. Having spent a long time in the Lord's remembrance, Dhruva even forgot the objective of his penance and only asked for a life in memory of the Lord. Pleased by his penance and by his stuti, Vishnu granted him his wish and further decreed that the child would attain Dhruvapada, a combination Dhruva and his father, Uttanapada, and to show the relativity, feet of the pole. The state where he would become a celestial body, which would not even be touched by the Mahapralaya, the final cataclysm. Mahapralaya or the final cataclysm refers to human death. It does not destroy the bones of the human body, especially the skull and the spinal cord. Dhruva returned to his kingdom and was warmly received by his family members. He was crowned king at the tender age of 6. After decades of ruling the country in a fair and just manner, Dhruva left his mortal body and became the North Star, or as some people call it, Polaris or Pole Star. Dhruva's descendant Bhagirath brought Ganga down to earth to save the souls of his ancestors. Ganga is the personification of the spinal cord and the cerebrospinal fluid. The Puranas dedicated to Tirumurti tend to glorify each of them more in their own Puranas. But medically, there is no such glorification of 3 germ layers, since every development in the human body takes place at a precise time and as normally intended.